Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today's podcast will be on confidence. And as usual, I will start this podcast off with a quote. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. That's the quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. The reason I decided to talk about confidence is because it's something that all of us at one point or another have struggled with. I battle with it sometimes. Even knowing what I've done and knowing that I have done certain things already and been successful at it, sometimes confidence still may be an issue. I'm definitely more confident than I used to be, but it's something that I'm still working on. It's something that I can get better at, and I realize that it is a deficiency, you know, in the ideal person that I want to be, and that I need to be in order to achieve my goals. So, I figure that if I'm working on it, if I'm dealing with it, then somebody else is as well. So I'm putting that out there into the universe so that somebody else can benefit from it and it can help them along with their journey. It's essential to all people. Lack of confidence is is an indicator or something that can result in people not obtaining their success or not achieving the goals and desires that they want. You have to have the confidence that you're taking the right steps, that you're doing this for the right reasons, that you're able to accomplish what you set out and what you plan on doing in your life. It is a common trait of all successful people. You can't look at anybody who's successful and not find confidence as a common trait. You could look at any athlete, any actor, any motivational speaker, any musician, any race car driver, like anything you look at, anybody who's successful, confidence is going to be a common trait that they have. Because confidence is an essential part of your foundation. Confidence is a part of your why. When you create your why, like why you're doing this, why you feel like this dream, this goal, this desire is important, why you feel like you're capable of doing it, confidence is a component of that. You have your why and you're confident in the fact that you can carry out the things that you need to do in order to accomplish your why. So when you have your why, you in essence have confidence because you know what you're doing this for. As long as you know what you're doing things for or what's the motivation behind you,
Your
you can
task
accomplish
or journal workout.
anything. Just like when I was in the military, which is what I always go back to because it's the common, you know, denominator between what I'm talking about and what I experienced or what I went through. But I had the confidence that I was in the right place at the right time and I was doing this for the right reasons. So even though, we were in training, it was hot, it was painful, at times it was uncomfortable, I wanted to be there. And I was confident that I was going to make it because I felt like that's where I needed to be and that's what I was called to do at that point in time in my life. So that confidence got me through. Every time we did a training evolution, every time we did, you know, uh, a knowledge practical or a test or whatever, I was confident that I was going to make it through. Not only because I was in the right place and the right time in my life, but I'd also had taken steps up until that point to prepare for what was coming in that training, mentally and physically. So I was confident I was in the right place, thus giving me the ability and the fortitude to be able to go through my trials and my hardships with grace. And I'm not saying I went through all of them with grace, and there were times when things were going through my mind that were not conducive with my goal, but I mean that happens to all of us. We're humans, we're imperfect. But all in all, I did believe that I was at the right place at the right time, and I was confident in my ability to that I could become a United States Marine. And at the end of the day, I did it. Now, confidence, there's two other words that are oftentimes used synonymously with confidence. So confidence is a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own ability or qualities. That's what confidence is. And then two other words that I'm sure you've heard used interchangeably with confidence is self-efficacy and self-esteem. So what self-efficacy is an individual's belief about their capacity to influence their own events in their own lives. That's like, can you control your destiny or can you control your fate? That's basically what it's saying. And self-esteem is the trait that is influenced by many different factors and relatively difficult to change. Self-esteem is like what you think about yourself, and it can largely be influenced by outside factors like what people say, what people do, the environment you're around, and stuff like that. All of these things are like confidence, but they're a little bit different. Like they're just tweaked a little bit differently. Um, Confidence can be involved in all of them, but they're not confidence per se. Um, Being confident requires a realistic sense of one's capabilities as well as a feeling of security in that knowledge. The reason that we become confident is through reps, and what reps does is it creates a knowledge base. Something that you can go back on, that you can be like, oh, I've already done this, so this is what's expected. Or when I do this, it's like a if then, like if I do this, then I will achieve this. So an example that will make this easier to understand, I know I'm kind of talking over myself, but if you go to the gym, right? If you go to the gym, it's all about reps. That's how you get stronger. That's how you build muscles and stuff like that. When I go into the gym, if I put 135 on the bar, I know that that's not heavy. I'm confident that I could lift 135 pounds because I have done it in the past over and over again. And I have built up some muscle. I have built up my muscles in such a fashion that 135 is not heavy for me. I understand and I'm confident that that's weight that I can use to warm up. Now, when I first started working out, 135 was, kind of heavy, but as you work out and you become stronger and stronger, you can do reps of more weight with confidence. Like I'm confident that 135, I'm able to lift 135, but I know that I'm gonna have to work a little harder to bench 250. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident that I can do it. It's gonna be a little more of an effort. Yet another reason why it's important to acquire knowledge. Watch the company you keep and watch what we allow in our bodies. Confidence is something that we build. It's not something that you're born with. And how do you build confidence? By the three things that I just said. By acquiring knowledge, the company you keep, and what we allow into our bodies. So acquiring knowledge is like through experience, reading books, um, listening to the right things like YouTube and going on Google, searching things up, not just, desiring something and like just letting it go by the wayside, just letting it go. And if it comes to me, it comes to me. No, you have to pull it into your life. You have to resonate that frequency. You have to welcome that into your life. And then through experiencing that thing over and over again, you build confidence in yourself that you're capable of doing that. Like again, with tests in school, if your teacher gives you a book to read or a subject to study, and you study that test or you study that subject matter, when your test comes up, you're going to be confident that you're ready for that test because you know the work that you've put in for that. Now, likewise, if you don't read that stuff and you don't study that stuff, then, maybe I'll pass, maybe I won't. It's kind of like a 50-50 thing. But when you put forth the effort, that creates confidence, those reps, those mental reps. Watch the company you keep. The company you keep is a strong indicator of where you will become. They say if you hang around, 4 millionaires, you'll become the fifth. Likewise, if you hang around 4 alcoholics, you'll become the fifth. You are the sum total of a company you keep. So if you want to build confidence, you need to hang around people who, you know, like exude confidence, people who build confidence in you, that don't shoot you down, that don't talk negatively to you, people that are conducive to the goals and things that you want in your life. Also, we need to watch what we allow in our bodies, the type of music and the things we hear around us on a daily basis. That stuff affects us. Even if we don't feel it or see it consciously, subconsciously, that stuff affects us as well. So we have to watch what we watch on TV, what we listen to on and music, what we let people say to us and stuff like that, because all of that stuff plays into our psyche and our subconscious, and that stuff can have a big effect on our confidence. Your confidence is created, destroyed by you and you only. This goes back to you having the pen. You control your story, and you build your confidence, but you also give somebody the ability to destroy your confidence. So it's all about what you allow and what you don't allow. If you want confidence, then establish confidence and don't give anybody the ability to destroy that, because you know what you know and you know who you are, and be confident in that ability. A realistic understanding of one's ability enables them to create healthy balances between too little and too much confidence. So you can have confidence, but we can have too little and we can have too much confidence. Too little confidence can hinder you from taking risks and seizing opportunities in life. Too much confidence can be misread as cockiness, arrogance, and narcissism, and people don't want to be around individuals like that. We all know individuals like that, and maybe we've been those individuals at one time. With confidence, you got to find a balance, because in life everything has to have balance. You need balance in everything, and confidence is no different. Too little confidence, like they said, can be misread. Can hinder you from taking risks and seizing opportunities in life, and that doesn't serve your goal, that doesn't serve your purpose, that doesn't serve you. And too much confidence can be misread as cockiness or arrogance or narcissism. Again, not ideal characteristics that people want to be around, and those shouldn't be people you should strive to be around, because again, overly confident people, may be misjudging or misinterpreting information, and it may lead to failure, catastrophic failure. So it's good to have balance, to practice balance. So what are examples of confidence? What does confidence look like? Doing what you believe is right, even if others mock you or criticize you. That's confidence, having confidence in who you are and what you're doing and what you believe. Being willing to take risks and go the extra mile to achieve better things. Your goal is not going to come easy. If you're doing what everybody's doing, you're going to achieve what everybody's getting. So you need to be willing to take risks and go the extra mile. Be confident again in your goal and your why and why you're doing this. Admitting your mistakes and learning from them. Admit that you were wrong. You don't know everything you're learning, and every day is a new opportunity to learn something. So embrace the new day, embrace the fact that you made a mistake and be willing to learn from that mistake. What a lack of confidence looks like. Governing your behavior based on what others think of you. Staying in your comfort zone, fearing failure, and avoiding risks. Dismissing compliments offhandedly. Not being able to take compliments. Basically, that's what they're saying. I'm bad at that. When somebody compliments me, I kind of shrug it off or dismiss it. I guess I need to be better at that. But those aren't everything, or all the components of what confidence looks like, or what a lack of confidence looks like. But that's just some things to put things in perspective, so that you can kind of analyze your life and be like, hey, am I exuding confidence, or am I exhibiting symptoms or aspects of a lack of confidence? And again, just ask yourself those hard questions. Take a deep look into your life and into yourself and learn from it. So as always, when I make episodes like this, at the end of the episode, I always give examples or ways that you could be able to practice and make yourself more confident. 7 ways to make yourself more confident. Number 1, push through self-limiting beliefs. You are the own gas, and you are your own brake in your life. There's going to be people telling you can't do this, you can't do that, it's not for you. Why don't you just settle in your life? You got everything going for you. Why don't you just hold what you got? Don't listen to those people, and don't limit yourself. You can push through anything and everything. You have survived 100% of the worst days of your life that you have thought were the worst days of your life. You have pushed through it, you have made it through, and it's because you had the motivation and desire to be something greater than what you are currently. So practice having beliefs that aren't self-limiting, enabling beliefs. Never confuse memory with facts. Our memory fools us because our memory is not 100% accurate. And the facts of the situation sometimes get confused in our memories. Don't confuse the two. Don't confuse your memory with the facts. Things things as they actually happen and things how we remember them can be vastly different. Vastly different. Like sometimes I'll talk to people about stuff that happened at boot camp and I'll remember it one way and they'll remember it another. Now, he won't be wrong and I won't be wrong. It might just be two different perspectives of the same story. But, in between that somewhere are the facts. This, and this happened. And this is how he saw it. This is how I saw it. That's our recollection of the facts. So, don't get memory confused with facts. Talk to yourself. Be your own sidekick. Talk to that little inner voice. Ask yourself the tough questions. You don't have to meditate or be by yourself to do anything like that. When you're walking down the street, or when you're going into work, what's one thing I could do today that, will be difficult, that'll take me outside of my comfort zone. Ask yourself those tough questions. Ask yourself those hard questions to try to push yourself because your subconscious knows what you want. That desire you have to be great, to accomplish that dream, that why, that goal that you have, that's your subconscious knowing your purpose and what you were meant to do. So tap into that, ask yourself the hard questions and dig deep and try to find out, what can I do? Where do I need to be? Who can help me? What can I read? What can I listen to? How can I achieve my goals? Think positive to overcome your negative biases. This is very hard. It's basically shifting your thinking, and it's hard because in today's world, we're surrounded by so much negativity. If you look at the news, everything they say basically is negative. You seldom hear positive news on TV, or on the radio station. Everything is so negative nowadays, from Corona to politics to world events and stuff like that. You can really turn on the news and they're giving you some type of good story and stuff like that. And then the people that you're around, depending on your job, the kind of interactions that you have throughout a daily basis, that can all lead to negative thoughts and negativity, like negative energy just being around. Step away from that side, step away from that sometimes, separate yourself from that negative energy and try to create a space where you can think positively, be positive. In the beginning of your day and at the end of your day, just kind of sit by yourself in silence, kind of calm down and just think about all the positive things that happen throughout the day as opposed to the negative. Kind of gather yourself, maybe take a shower and just close your eyes and just be present in the moment and focus on the positivity. Like, hey, I made it another day. Or if you're doing it in the morning, hey, I woke up another day. I got another day to work towards accomplishing my dreams and my desires, and today's gonna be a good day. Shift your thought process from that negative spectrum to the positive spectrum. That will help your confidence because thinking positively, being optimistic builds confidence. Raise your curiosity level. If you're curious about something, then go see what it is. Go learn about it. Go look at it. Go view it. Go ask about it. Because that curiosity is ultimately a question that you want to be answered. How far is the earth from the moon? I know that's, whatever. That's just knowledge that you're seeking that maybe you might be learning or acquiring in school. That's relatively useless unless you're going to be an astrologist or you're going to study stuff with the universe and stuff like that. I can't really think about any type of setting where that might come in and be handy other than just talking about astronomy and stuff like that. But still, I mean, if you're curious about it, go research it, go look it up. That's with anything. And then once you get that answer, go on to the next thing or the next thing and the next thing. Just build upon that. Use curiosity as a stepping stone to embark on a new journey. Don't be scared to ask questions. I know that's a trivia one. I was just kind of being funny, but anything, I don't know. How does the engine work? Okay, you figure out how an engine works. That intrigues you. So then you do a little bit more digging, and that stuff intrigues you. So then you enroll in some shop classes at the community college, and now you've picked up a certification. And now the certification leads to you starting a new job. That new job starts to you building a career. That career starts, and now it leads you to opening up and owning your own shop. And now you're employing people who are doing the same thing. And that all started with curiosity. As kids, we're very curious. The world is ours. It's our playing ground. And we need to have that childlike curiosity, that childlike love for life. Overcome self-doubt. Self-doubt and confidence cannot exist in the same space. And one is going to be stronger than the other. And the one that's going to be stronger is the one that you feed. So if you have self-doubt, then you can't have confidence. You need to have more confidence than self-doubt. And slowly but surely, you need to delete that self-doubt out of your life and let exist nothing but confidence. And the way you do that is through repetition, gaining knowledge, putting yourself into a positive environment, surrounded by positive people, controlling the things that you put into your body, put into your subconscious, put into your mind, and constantly thinking positive, being optimistic, but having those emotions, that optimism, that confidence, that positivity built in facts. And lastly, face your fears. Facing your fears can create an abundance of confidence. My biggest example of this is when I was flying. At first, the first day I took off, from the runway, I was scared. I was horrified. My hands were in my pants. I was grabbing onto my pants. I was horrified. Every little bit of turbulence, I was like, oh, this is it. This is going to be the big one. This is going to be what takes me out. But then after I did more and more and more flight lessons, it became almost as natural as driving a car, to me. And then it got to a point where I soloed. I was able to fly the plane by myself. And my flight instructor would just drive me to the airport, drop me off. I'd take off in the plane. She'd take off, go do whatever she did. And then we'd meet back up at the airport. Like once you face your fears, those things that you fear become smaller until they're insignificant. And that's because you're more confident in yourself. You're more confident in your ability, and you're more confident in your capabilities to be able to accomplish that task. And at the end of the day, you have to remember the only thing that you're going to have in this world is yourself. So gain confident and be confident in who you are and what you can do.